Okay, so I wrote this thing in freshman year, I believe, and I just want to read it and probably talk about it a little. It's called My Opinion. In our society, not doing well in school is shunned, and people are told they cannot have great opportunities just because they didn't do something years before. My question is why? Why force kids to do things that don't benefit them? Why not teach them coding, how to build a wall or a house or a computer? Teach them to cook and clean and do things they will need for the rest of their lives. Not what some loony man said years ago about Romeo and Juliet. Yes, that was a thing of a different generation time, not ours. Let kids these days make their own future and make their own century. Yes, guide them along the way, but don't take the wheel and drive the long, hard road for us. Let us be us and live our lives in a box alone or in a big house. Let us choose our destiny, not the one you want for us. And I wrote that, I believe freshman year, and I hated my teacher, my English teacher, and she hated me. But we were talking, kept complaining about me doing assignments for Romeo and Juliet, and I kept trying to ask why we were studying it. What was it going to benefit us? What was the point of sitting here and reading Romeo and Juliet when it doesn't do anything for us? Why in schools are we learning pointless shit that's not going to help us in our lives? Why do I need to know what Romeo and Juliet did and what Shakespeare wrote about them, or Shakespeare's stories or whatever? They're stories of a dude 100 years ago or hundreds of years ago that wrote some shit. Good for him. Why don't I learn the present and the future that we have to build, that we're going to build, and learn the tools that are going to help me succeed in my life? Because I'd rather, with our technological advances and the problems that we're going to have because of the things we're trying to build, I'd rather know how to code and to fix those things and to make money off of that than go read Romeo and Juliet and go, cool. It's a boring story in the first place. There's not much point to it. It contradicts everything in itself. But we sit here in our schools and in our lives and we learn things that don't benefit us. And of course there's some sciences and there's some maths that you're like, why? I'm not going to ever use this later in life. And people say that about math all the time. But there's also math in everything. And I'm not trying to fight math is better. Math science is better than liberal arts, because I love liberal arts and I love music. But we sit here in our schools and we learn about things that don't benefit us and won't promote and help us succeed in life. Yet our way of life is that if you don't pass those classes and you don't pass learning about pointless shit for no reason, you won't succeed. If you don't go and learn about Romeo and Juliet and get an A on all your assignments and pass the classes, and then you won't get in a good college, and then you won't get in, if you don't get in a good college and you don't get a college degree, then you won't get a good job, and then you won't make money. And it's a spiral of things that we kill ourselves on. Instead of I live in Germany, and these German schools, they have trades. So for 2 of the years, you have to go physically work with what you're trying to do. So if you want to go do medicine, you go work for a doctor for 2 years. Or you go, if you want to be a craftsman and you want to go do iron work, and then you go work at an iron shop and you go do stuff like that. You go, if you want to be a businessman, you go and work in the business, in automotive or whatever. You go and you learn the things you're going to learn that are going to help you succeed in what you're trying to do, instead of just learning random things because you can, that aren't going to help you for what you're trying to do, to help make you money, help get you a life that you can secure, and then go learn the pointless shit that you have no need to learn. Because it's after you're stable and you have a life that you should learn those things. But until then, why are we learning them? What is the point of learning stupid shit that isn't going to help us when when later on in life we have to struggle to learn things that we should have learned before that are going to help us succeed? there's no point in it. We sit here and we learn things that don't help us, that then if we don't learn them, for some reason, we are required to learn stupid things that aren't going to help us. Yet those are the things that if we don't pass and we don't do, are the things that are going to fail us and that are going to make us less successful in life and make it harder for our lives to do things when just because we didn't learn them. I don't know why I want to do cybersecurity and work with the military or the government or whatever. And how is Romeo and Juliet going to help me with that? Is not. I need to learn coding. I need to learn about history. I need to learn about the semantics of cultures and life and the coding and what government's working with government, why the people are trying to hack into something, why they're doing this. That's all history, math, and science. And it's learning specific things that I need to know about it. Like, I'm not going to go learn earth science to work with computers because I don't need to. I'm not going to do that. I don't need to go learn history, and I don't need to go learn the Qing dynasty when I'm not working with something like that. Maybe I do. Maybe I get along and there's Chinese hackers that are trying to hack into something, and my way of securing it is to know about what they're doing, why they're trying to hack it, because maybe that'll help me figure out why they're doing it or how they're doing it. But until then, I don't need to learn it. So why am I learning pointless shit when I don't need it? And our society is so involved in trying to do this and trying to get kids to learn dumb things that they don't need. Yet, if they don't learn them, for some reason, they won't succeed. And I don't understand it. Someone please explain this to me.